Yeah, I mean, I thought, it kind of in the end, it kind of looked like a first start, and I think the first couple innings, he just left the sinkers up a little bit. I think as the game went on, we saw more sinkers down. I think he didn't have all of his off-speed pitches kind of cooking tonight like he needs to. Kind of battled through that, but in the end, we got some. We got 70 pitches in. He got another outing in. He'll get better as we go here.
You kind of mentioned before the game that expectation of it could take a couple outings to roll into it. What did you see in terms of the recipe that he has that can kind of help him do that?
Yeah, I mean the ball's going to be on the ground. I mean I think we saw that. That's what he's good at. The ball's going to be a ground. There's going to be a lot of ground balls. The infielders are going to make plays. We made plays, and we saw that. So that's there. The sinker's there. Well, he's going to have it. So that's the bread and butter. And then just being down with that pitch is important. They had 7 left-handed hitters in the lineup, and so you got to get the ball down to the lefties. But he got the ball on the ground to the lefties too. And when he didn't, it gets hit. That's kind of the story for those guys.
Just before the game, we were talking about Happ, the homer, the double. Just can something like that just let a guy maybe exhale a little when you're going through a slump?
Yeah, I think. Look, when you're in a slump, you want results. You want a good swing. He hit 3 balls on the screws tonight. So very good night. He'll sleep good, and hopefully we're getting the good Ian back. And I know it's been frustrating for him, but like I said, this is a good hitter. This is a guy that's having a good year against right-handed pitching, and he's going to do good things for us.
How helpful was it just to have Colin?
Yeah, I mean, I think Colin did a nice job for sure. I mean, we gave everybody a day off. There was nobody else that got up in the bullpen. That's important. I know it's a loss and that's not good, but to give everybody a day off, it was really important. So, job well done by Colin.
First time back out there in a while. How did you feel?
It was good to be back. It took a lot of work to get back to this point, and it definitely felt good to just be back in the big league game. Obviously that's not the full goal. You want to be back and helping this team win games, and just wasn't quite sharp enough tonight, but it was a good step.
How do you feel your stuff where it's at, where you want it to be?
Yeah, there was just some sinkers up early, and wasn't able to land the sweeper to get in some good counts early. If I could start to make better pitches later, the sinker started to find the bottom of the zone and get some balls on the ground. So it was just some small adjustments that I know I'll be able to make, and just going to work.
The defense, you were excited to play in front of it and get to see what they do at your freshman.
Yeah, I mean it's been amazing to watch them. Just to see the range they're able to cover, and just their desire to be out there and want the ball to them. So it's fun to play with them behind you, and hope to give them a lot more ground balls.
What was going through your mind when you saw that batted ball go off Kevin's leg last night?
It was wild. It definitely brought back something that felt very familiar to me. It's just crazy, and then obviously the first one tonight goes between my legs. It's like just baseball sometimes, but I'm glad he was okay, and it was really fun to watch him last night.
When you feel like your sinker maybe isn't commanding how you want to command it, just what are some of the in-game things you're trying to do in those moments, and what do you feel like helps maybe get it down in the zone as the outing went on?
Yeah, I think it's just part excitement. Just wanting to be back, and really just kind of be in the zone early, and I think it's just some excitement early of just I'm not gonna say overthrowing, but you're excited, and it's just a matter of controlling that. I was able to find the zone. Obviously, left that one up to Caglione. Put a couple good swings on some balls tonight. But really, it's just settling in, and just know I don't have to do too much. I'm not really going to overpower people, and it's just relying on the movement and just making pitches. And if I was able to to get to that spot, it was just some damage had been done, and there's some traffic on the bases that I had to avoid because of that.
What would you sum up that process of getting back on the mound over these last few months?
It was tough. I mean, obviously it is my second time going through it. And you see, it's just a broken leg. You just let it heal and come back. But you basically are starting from scratch. With a leg, you're having to build strength back in it. Just getting your walking back and getting your strength, and obviously getting your throwing. And there's just a lot of steps along the way that you have to accomplish. And I've had some great help. But it does. It's taken a lot of work, and just appreciative of just being here. Like I said, obviously it's not the end goal just to be here, but it's rewarding to know that they're able to come back, and I'm really close to being myself.
Colin was describing you as like a cerebral pitcher, given that you had your first start finally and trying to now get in that groove. What do you look at in between your starts? What will you evaluate how you approach things?
Yeah, I think it obviously starts with my sinker, just making sure that the movement was good, and everything I do comes off of that. So it's just a matter of first thing is checking that out, and I thought the movement was really good on it tonight. It was just like I said, there's some up, and made a couple mistakes early with it. So I think it's easy adjustments. Nothing too major. It's just settling in and trusting the sinker. Kind of the rest of the arsenal plays off that. So as long as that's in a good spot, then we'll find our way.
That's when you have to go down home run or the double. You made this one before. Just take us through what you've been going through and how it felt today.
Yeah, it was good swings today. Good swing on that line drive, change up down and away, and then got the curveball, and then good at bat to finally get a pitch in the middle and hit a ball hard in that double late in the game.
Describe what you've been working through last week or so. It's been a tough start to the month.
Yeah, continue to work on a bunch of stuff, and wasn't getting the results in the game, but finally was able to get some results today, so build on those.
I know it doesn't always just click right away, but did that swing, the second at bat, did that feel like something was going right finally for you?
Yeah, I mean, finally barreled the ball up, and felt like I saw the ball really well those first two, and then to put a couple good swings on in the next at bat, fouled off the 2-0 cutter, and then handled the curveball. So yeah, just some good swings there to kind of build upon.
I mean, the defense is always there, but just the catch that you
Yeah.
It's just like a nice complete day there.
Yeah, that was a good one. It was a good jump on that ball, and just to start that inning with an out and kind of let C-Ray work through it was big. So it felt really good getting that jump and getting that ball.
What's the satisfaction level of making a play like that to keep your team in the game?
Yeah. I mean, just our pitching staff has been so good all year, and a guy like C-Ray, being totally okay with going to a bullpen role and just being able to make a play for him, and that's the stuff that feels really good as a teammate.
Craig was talking in pregame about how the best version of the Cubs has it really did Ian Happ, and believing that you're going to go through a hot stretch once again like that. What does that feel to know your manager has that type of trust in you?
Yeah. I mean, appreciate that, but yeah, that's I believe the same thing. I'm going to help this team win baseball games and playoff games. So I'll be here. I'm going to grind through it. I'll be out there, and I have a lot of belief in myself that I'm going to help throughout the course of the season.
Can you share your thoughts about Matt being back on the mound after the few months that he's been off recovering?
Yeah, just great to see him back out there, and I think we have a ton of belief in what he can do and bring to this team.
I met Clay.
Yeah, I thought so.